just going to be amazing. I can't wait.
Definitely, it's an unknown, so we don't know what can happen. So anything is possible. As we see that the countdown is go and we're off.
All right. Atalito with a very compressed looking board. Uh, just everything seems to be close to the middle. That can be really helpful in the end game, but it can be a real pain as you try to get stuff going at the beginning.
Yeah. However, I was going to say that their board was lacking of red. However, managed to open up that bottom part, and now there's a lot of variety on their board. Meanwhile, WatchMuH doesn't have a lot of yellow to play with, so that's going to be a problem. However, they're trying to tuck some of those pills in places that in the future will help.
Yeah, oh wow, WatchMuH just making a massive clear there just as soon as I open my mouth. Uh, WatchMuH spent a lot of the early part of the level just trying to get a lot of setup going on, and then knocked off a couple of really good combos, and is getting ready to be free and clear as soon as I can get a couple more reds, and should be coming up very soon.
Yeah, that red yellow is gonna help set up for those two yellows, as we see at least with a big combo there on the bottom row. They're just going to need a few blues at this point.
Yep, as Watchman was out at a 120, Atalito out at about a 132. Really good times for both of these players. I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Atalito using very cleverly those doubles to make quick clears very fast, and on the other side, the WatchMuH trying to figure out what to do with blue, because there's only one blue on the top line, and the rest of them you just have to tuck stuff around.
Right, with Watchman, we've got that a lot high up on the board, and that's great early on, but it causes congestion. You really, at this point in the level, you want to see all of your stuff a little bit further down, just because it's easier to get around all of these pieces. But Watchman managing to make the drill down as Atalito with down into the single digits and looks to be just needing some red and yellow.
It's just red and yellow on that side. On WatchMuH's board, it's only two yellow viruses, so basically it's blues better to yellows at this point in both boards, and a lot of reds.
I'm not sure which board is healthier now. Watchma's, which just has red, but is down to the 4, or Adelito, who, uh, well, looks like he's going to be down to just reds as well as we speak, and is out at a 302. Watchma just needs 3 more reds, and will be out just a couple of seconds later at a 306.
At this point, very close times for both our players. WatchMuH having to take those reds very slowly because they were very far apart on the board, while Adelito managed to pair them up and get a very quick way out of level 7. But now in level 8, they're already making quick work of it.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing from both players. Just really solid play. Watchma again doing a lot of setups early on. Adelito taking a more direct approach. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with just which pills they're getting, but both players seem to be just doing the same things that they were doing in both the previous levels.
Nice noticing there by Adelito that the blue-yellow wasn't going to work and actually was going to hinder him. So and they had to just play it somewhere else, delay a little bit that clear.
A lot of reds at the top of this board. That's going to be. It has the potential to be a hindrance. Actually, a lot of red on both players' boards.
Yeah, however, on WatchMuH side, it's high and all the way to the edge, which is something you don't want to see, but they're trying to do the best that they can, really. But getting a lot of red at this point, as Salito, I think, didn't
Got that?
manage to get that double, but gets 2 more reds, so that wasn't much of a problem.
Yeah, just an extra tap. very familiar with that. It shows up a lot in the game. And we've got WatchMuH also out now at about a 447. So again, both players playing pretty closely. We've got about 5 seconds between the two of them on the timers.
Little doesn't have places to go with the blues. Opens up a couple of them right now, but yeah, it's starting to get a bit confusing. But the pills are not helping either, so there's that as well.
Yeah, we're seeing big clusters of colors for atalito. WatchMuH is kind of pill dependent on just a couple of different pills, especially for these combos they're trying to make, and did manage to pull off the cross clear, but still, it's just a lot of pills up at the top of the board, but they're still very much neck and neck.
I will point, however, that I'm not sure about that pill in column 4 for WatchMuH. I think that might be a misdrop, or if they go horizontally, that might be a way to make use of some of it. But I think that wasn't the plan, and yeah, they're just going to go
And
from below.
underneath, yeah,
Yeah.
and underneath clear is just going to be the way to go, as atalito is almost out of blue. The one in the very lower right corner is almost inaccessible at this point. And boy, WatchMuH is just not getting the pills they need.
And now it's all yellow basically for Lila at this point. That's yeah, just going to make you wait because yellow is it comes, but it's more rare than the red. So yeah, that's going to slow him down. As WatchMuH trying to work around that column 8, but I think they're gonna have to go from above.
Yeah, and WatchMuH probably was hoping to get a horizontal on those blues at the bottom, and it's just not working out. Uh, these things will happen with the plans, although looks like it is going to happen. atalito, though, out at a 657. WatchMuH
Oh,
out at a 658. So I'm sure we're going to have to go back to the tape for this.
yeah,
Uh,
that's
we'll
definitely
we'll
going for the
wait.
tape.
We'll wait as our
Holy.
JB goes and double checks the tape on that, because that is going to be a very close one.
Yeah, that took us by surprise. We didn't notice that WatchMuH was slightly behind on the timer and managed to sneak that last clear. So we're gonna have to check.
That is that is a way to make a debut right there. So
Upon
as
further review, it is a definitive victory for atalito. The virus is cleared at 658 for WatchMuH, so it is 1-0 atalito.
excellent, thank you, JB, for that clarification. We're getting more and more of those lately.
I mean, we're starting 2022 with the right foot. I mean, these very close matches are just a showing of how strong these players are, and even the newcomers.
Yep, and I mean, this is what we were expecting. This is what we were hoping for. I thought these two might be pretty well matched, and lo and behold, they really are. So now we've got a ready from WatchMuH, we've got a ready from atalito, and we are just about ready to start game number 2.
Alrighty, and we have the countdown 3, 2, 1, and both of our players are off.
Yep, looking like it's going to be about a 3-second time difference between the two of them. Didn't think that would make as much difference as it did the last round. So hopefully we will see another amazing game.
Yeah, just right now, very close so far. Atalito having to deal with a setup that in the end didn't pay off, but got the right pills and manages to get out of it and have a clean top line so far. As WatchMuH already setting up some combos, it's a bit of a slanted board, so that requires some drill, and that's going to take some time.
Yeah, as you say that, they are now about at the same height. We saw atalito had much more compressed board at the beginning. WatchMuH having a board that was a little more floaty, if you will, a lot more going on towards the top of the board as opposed to uh, as opposed to having it consistently down the whole board. We're down to 4 and 5 pills between the two of them, but of course, Atalito having them much lower to the close to the bottom, and uh, well, now they're all at the bottom. So guess they're trying to make liars out of me. 127, we've got Atalito out, and 130, WatchMuH comes out. Again, very close race.
Interesting there that WatchMuH has that end game with a lot of blues, but Dr. Mario helps WatchMuH out. So it sometimes happens that the blues do exist in this game.
Yes, they do. Now seems as good a time as any since we're not facing one to mention what our tiebreakers are, as we've attempted twice now to talk about them. In Dr. Mario Championship Tournament, speed tournament, we don't care about the seconds on the board. It's or about the milliseconds.
The
It is
milliseconds,
just about the exact second that the last pill is cleared. If we do have a tie, the players will go on to a sudden death match in the next level after the current level block. A top out is fatal in that case, and uh, if we're still tied again, then we just go on to the next block to the next level.
Yep, and so on until we manage to somehow untie this.
Yes, indeed. It seems like that might come in into play here, the way these two players are going.
Yeah, we've never had it, but as you say, this is the match where anything can happen, I would say. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually, there was a tie last year. Savage and Packy, I think, managed to get within a second of each other.
Yeah,
Really?
you're correct. I meant going even further than that, but yeah, we've
Oh,
had that
gotcha.
that time. Yeah.
Oh, further.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
misspoke.
No, absolutely.
All right, as we see, Watchman now taking the advantage at this point, a little struggling a bit with getting those two edge columns open, which yeah, that's going to happen, and you have to be very worried about it.
Yeah, this is if you've played this game for any length of time, what Adelito's looking at on their board is very familiar. You end up with columns 1 and 8. They sometimes get stacked up on you, and if you're not paying attention to them very early, you can, and sometimes even if you are, they can end up really coming back to bite you. As Adelito gets out at a 352.
And at this point, it's about 14 viruses for WatchMuH as an advantage. So yeah, that and WatchMuH trying to open up as much advantage from a little as I'm sure they don't want to face another very close match if possible.
Actually, they WatchMuH is really going to be hoping to have another match because Adelito won the last one.
Oh yeah, but not a close one. I mean,
Not a
in this
close one,
one, at
yeah.
least, yeah.
I should just listen to what you actually say, John,
No,
instead.
no. It's fine.
I'm not
Well,
bitter. No, absolutely not. So WatchMuH really just blazing right through this one as looks like he's going to be out fairly shortly here with two more reds. Doc, two more reds, please. There it is at a 457.
trying to again having to deal with those viruses on the edges. They had a chance to, if they realized that both of the reds coming, that both double red were coming, they could have taken out both of them and then just having these last viruses. But nonetheless, they're going for it, and this combo is going to take them out at 527.
So still a very respectable time. Adelito or WatchMuH rather has found a pretty good rhythm going on with this level 9. Um, the board is very stacked on the right, very stacked on the left. That there's just a big gap right in that middle, so that's going to prove to be a little more treacherous. especially as a lot of it is turning red. But some really good tucks are really paying off for WatchMuH.
Yes, Atalito trying to use that garbage in column 4. It just needs a blue and either blue, double blue or blue yellow would help. And there you go. That blue yellow is going to crack that, and boom, that garbage just became very nice in clearing that red virus. Sometimes it's just those little things that help you. Oh, as we have a misdrop there by Atalito on the edge.
Yeah, atalito was really riding high after a tee that led into an excellent combo, really making some good plays. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough, but that last misdrop really did seem that to be the nail in the coffin there.
Yeah, WatchMuH is also suffering a bit there with those blues being covered on the sides or on the top, but managing to find a way to clear them. And now, yeah, those blue yellows are exactly what they needed, and WatchMuH's out at under 7 minutes barely.
Yep, very good time. We'll see if atalito decides to finish this out. Not always the best case, as I've managed to prove, but no, atalito's going to go ahead and just, well, as I say that, looks like atalito is going to finish it out. So, yep, get a yellow, get a red, and Doc, just those controllers will give you a real hard time. atalito out at a 733.
All right, so we're gonna have a decider for this game number 5. Yeah, there's a reason why this game was last, I guess. The Dr. Mario gods wanted this to happen, to go on a decider.
Absolutely. They knew that we didn't have round 2 to play today, so may as well give us as much round 1 action as we can possibly get. A big thank you to the 62 of you who are still hanging out with us here. We're waiting on readies from our players. There's one from WatchMuH. There's one from atalito. We are just about ready to put tonight's last game on ice.
All right, so we have the readies, and we're going to wait for our players to adjust the delay. There you go. I'll lead us off, and WatchMuH is right behind. So we're starting.
Wow, what a difference between these two boards. There's a lot going on up high on atalito's board. WatchMuH just, you don't even know where the viruses actually are.
Yeah, they feel a bit scattered, if you ask me, and there's no easy way to like pair them up and quickly deal with them.
Extremely so. As atalito gets a really nice combo, bringing down to 15-15, and still only about a 2-second time difference in their clocks.
Exactly. It's interesting that even despite the very obvious differences in both boards, they're just neck and neck. I know that this is just the first level so far, but nonetheless, it didn't seem like it would be this close all along.
Absolutely, John. I like what atalito's got built up. Just that one bit of garbage on the red, and then they're going to be free and clear to hopefully get out of this level. Whereas WatchMuH's going to have a little bit of digging to do. Getting that extra red's going to help. And one more yellow. So 133. Actually, they're both out about the same time.
Yeah, it's just neck and neck. Again, the board's so different, yet both players managed to work around them, and yeah, so far a tie.
And that's one of the reasons we haven't seen a lot of seeded play, is because really the players at this level are going to find ways to just play well. That's it's just the way of things. RNG can really bite you sometimes, but overall, the we see a lot of the same players will find ways to just do really well. Unfortunately, WatchMuH having a couple of misdrops there. I think that double blue on top of that yellow garbage is on purpose, but it's going to be a little bit before they can do anything about it.
Yeah, they have to think about going horizontal, or rather just taking it out of their mind, as WatchMuH is doing right now, and just to work it the old-fashioned way.
So now I'm terrified of suggesting who's going to be in the lead at the end of this level, because they find ways to prove me wrong. But I yeah, I would have thought Atalito was doing what was going to be there, and there's WatchMuH out at a 303.
Oh, I think that peel didn't flip there for a little, and yeah, they're going to get another chance after clearing up the previous mistake. But sometimes that happens when you're pushing down, then the game will lock up the peel and not let you out. As Alito is out finally at 319.
And I suppose now is a good time to talk about the speeds that the players are playing on, as both of these players are playing on medium. Of course, in this tournament, it doesn't matter which speed you choose. We've got a fair number of players who choose medium, a fair number who choose high. It really does depend on what you're comfortable with and what your play style really works best with.
Yeah, definitely. It's a minor difference, really. Well, in regards of, well, if you're pushing down, then it's not going to make much of a difference. But yeah, it's just a preference of the players. So in this case, we can see that both of them liking more the style of having a chance to maneuver pills much better than rather sometimes just waiting for them to fall naturally.
Yep, and we've seen successful players who play on either speed. So it's interesting to see when, players at different styles choose different speeds to try to make things work better for them. As WatchMuH now playing very dangerously on the left side of this board, nearly cut it completely off, has recovered, and is within 4 viruses of finishing out this level 8.
But of course, it's all blue at this point, and that's well, what is happening right now, and getting the right peels, some extra red yellows as you could see there on the left side, but WatchMuH manages to get out at 512.
Yep, as Adelito's trying to get, I see now what they're trying to do. It's getting the drops and using multi multi pills for trying to get multi-virus clears going on at once. Sorry, y'all. It's been a long night, uh, and is trying to finish out this level 8, and it's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, I think. Okay, they're going to take that. It's unfortunately going to take the bottom support there for the yellow, but nonetheless, they're going to get another yellow, and Adelito is out at 555.
So quite a bit of space to make up, but we've seen crazier certainly in this tournament, and anything can still happen.
I mean, at this point, WatchMuH doesn't have anywhere to place yellow, so if RNG, well, does him bad, then Alito might have a chance to come back. But that's why we don't count them out until the virus count says actually 0.
That is a lot of blue sitting on WatchMuH's board. That can be a kiss of death if you're not careful.
Now, Alito's making a great comeback at this point. Only 5 viruses away from WatchMuH and trying to cut down that lead.
Yep. Oh, I think Adelito probably wanted to put that double red sideways and wasn't able to do so. Still manages to get the clear, and it's 11-4 right now, but we will see what we see. And there it is. WatchMuH out at a 705. Adelito put a really good game out there for us. So congratulations, GGs to both players.
Definitely GG's for a starting run at this. I mean, what else can you say? But they gave a great spectacle. So GG's definitely.
And
Absolutely.
as oh, excuse me. And as Atalito wraps that up, first of all, let's shout out Atalito out in Turkey, making this again once a big, truly international event. Thank you so much. And shout outs to Ook the Librarian and John Nashforth for calling this Friday night main event. So good to have everybody here back in the booth after our extended break. And it's so great to have you along with us as well. We're going to see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. on the East Coast. We're going to finish up round one, and we'll have our 4 matches in round 2 as well. 7 matches on the card for you. Packy versus Sarah Sparkle, Dars versus Don Venier, Floyd and Dave Smith says, and John is reminding me that Mexico counts as international. Of course, we have players from Canada and Japan as well. I don't want to discount our players from other countries. But that's your card for tomorrow. And then it'll be Influx versus Ibar, WatchMuH versus Dimwit. John Nash is going to be waiting to see he's gonna face between Floyd and Dave Smith, and then Packy, Sarah Sparkle, Dars, Don Venier, also for you tomorrow. Hey, that's all we got for you. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to join our Discord. We have an invite link in our channel description. We look forward to seeing you all tomorrow, all 64 of you, and tell your friends to come watch. It'll be a great time. But we are going to call it a night. We're going to fire up that theme, and we will see you all tomorrow. Have a lovely, lovely day.